Hello, America. Welcome to the Clink Theory. My name's Tyler Clink, and on this show, we're going to be discussing and challenging different cultural perspectives that have been ingrained in our heads since we were babies. We're also going to discuss different aspects of party culture in America and how our lawmakers have gotten it all wrong. Stay tuned.
And Clink Theories. This is the Clink Theory. Tyler Clink is saving the world. No way!
In the early 2000s, roughly 72% of young adults ages 18 to 34 say that they drink on a regular basis. So they did the same study today, ages 18 to 34, and they got 52% of adults drink on a regular basis, ages 18 to 34. So that's a 20% decrease from the early 2000s of young adults who go out and drink on a regular basis. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of nerds in the comments that are like, "Oh, well, that's a good thing. Well, we don't want young adults going out and drinking because drinking ain't good for you." You know what I got to say to that? You are an ignorant piece of living shit, okay? Because you know that's not the case. You know people aren't staying home and watching porn on their phones and sending money to OnlyFans models in Tijuana. They're not doing that because, "Oh, I'm going to save my health and not go out to the bar tonight." They're doing that because our whole generation is lonely, fat, depressed, addicted to antidepressants. They're on their phones, and it's a lot easier to sit there and jerk off to free internet porn than to go out to the bar and seduce a woman and reel her back to your cave. Okay? So that's not even the scariest part to me, though. All right? We have a generation who doesn't like beer as much as they used to. When you look at the 90s and you look at alcohol sales, okay, beer was the top of the line. Beer was majority of what people were buying. Now, when you look at people and you ask them, all right, what's your drink of choice? Only 37% of people say beer is their drink of choice. And why is that scary? The Marine Corps was founded in a bar, all right, a bunch of drunken white boys screaming about America, and all of a sudden we have the Marines, okay? And I'm sure that's exactly how it went down, too. But yeah, basically, our whole generation right now is turning into a bunch of pussies who like seltzers, teas, hard waters, ciders. I mean, come on, what's more gay than a cider? So, we're going to talk to a young man today who likes his ciders, his hard waters, and his teas, and we're just going to pick his brain and kind of get to know him and see what really went wrong with the youth in America. So, we're going to talk to Bryson. Let's cut to that interview. All right, today we're joined by a young man who only likes seltzers, hard waters, ciders, and his teas. Bryson, thanks for being here.
Of course, anytime. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. First off, who the hell do you think you are?
What? What do you mean?
What kind of man are you?
I don't know. I'm just a man. Is this about the tea and cutwater thing?
Yeah, it's kind of what it's about. It's kind of why I called you here today. You see, me, I like to drink my beers, and I like them cold, and I have been laid before by a few different women, and I want to know what your experience is in the field of manhood.
I've been laid. Okay, I've been laid before too. I don't know what drinking.
What's his name?
What's his name? What is your problem?
I'll move on to the next question. I'm trying to have a serious interview here. What kind of tampons do you use, Bryson?
I don't use tampons. I'm a man. I don't have a vagina.
Well, it sure seems like you might have one. Next question. Are you ever watching an adult film and it accidentally zooms in on the other guy's face?
No, I don't zoom in on the other. I don't zoom in on the guy's face at all. I don't watch.
All right, enough from this weasel. Now we're going to talk to a young man by the name of Jake, all right, who claims he put down 30 beers in one night, which 30 beers for a 16-year-old, I'm going to call bullshit, but let's talk to him. All right, today we're joined by Jake, who claims to have put down 30 beers in one night. Now, for a 16-year-old, 30 beers, that's a lot of beers, Jake. How did you do it?
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple, Tyler. I mean, all you do is you text the group chat, see what the boys are doing, see if they're down to drink, and then you choose your beer of choice. You pound that 30 rock while you're playing Clash Royale like a man. I mean, you lose, you chug, You win, you sip. I mean, you lose enough battles, you eventually finish that fucking 30 rack.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't argue with that. Now, when you see men who are older than you, like Bryson here, who say that they can't drink beer, they don't like the taste, what do you have to say for that? And being that you guys are of the same citizenship of America.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is like, who the fuck do you think you are, bro?
You already asked me. I don't know what you mean by that. I like them. They taste better to me. I have no problems against. And there's no way you drink 30 beers in one sitting.
It's pretty easy, but like, how does that gay peach taste good? It's literally malt liquor instead of.
Yeah, how do you like that gay peach?
It's sweet. It's sweet. There's no carbon. And what's wrong with being gay? There's nothing wrong with being gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. But there's nothing wrong with being gay.
I mean, all I'm saying, Tyler and Bryson, you should probably tune in too, is it's pretty easy to finish a whole 30 rack when you just have a mindset like a dog. You think like a dog, eat like a dog, drink like a dog. I mean, it's literally set out in stone. But I'm telling you right now, I'd rather wake up with a little beer gut and a little bloating than a lot of regret from bending it over in front of a dude.
Ooh, he burned your ass. You got a retort?
Ooh, he burned me. He just said I'd take it. He didn't actually say anything, actually. He didn't say anything that mattered. Fuck you.
All right, enough from this gay guy. Jake, is there anything else, like any other opinions you have on weak, just incompetent men like this to my right?
I mean, yeah. How many girls come up to you and say they want to hook up with you because they see the twisted tea in your hand?
That's a good question. How many girls have you hooked up with because of your twisted gay peach tea?
First of all, girls don't come up to me and say, I want to hook up with you because I don't hang out with whores. I like nice women. I like women that respect themselves.
It sounds like you're in denial, Bryson. It sounds like you're in a lot of denial.
You're 16 years old, Jake. How'd you even get the beer?
It's pretty easy. I mean, I literally just texted Tyler.
Okay, can we stop the camera real quick? Melvin, stop the camera. Look, man, you can't be telling people that on my show, dude. You're gonna get me in trouble, dude. You're a minor.
But I thought this podcast was about like honesty and statistics. Is that not what happened?
Okay, all right. Look. Here's the deal. Okay, I did you a favor, man. And you know what? Fuck you, man. You didn't even let me into the party. All right, it's bullshit.
Bro, I literally told them you were pulling up. Like that was on you.
Okay, the guy at the door in the Letterman jacket, all right, he was a complete dick to me, dude. He didn't even realize that I bought the alcohol for the party, all right?
He's 17 years old. What do you mean he's a dick?
You're
22, bro.
He had an attitude on him, all right? He should know who I am. I'm a legend at that school, all right? People in the hall should know who I am.
Dude, you graduated like 4 years ago. What do you mean you're a legend? You were a legend.
Okay, first off, I didn't graduate, but here's the deal, all right? For our next segment on the Clink Theory, we have Slugger the Birthday Clown, a local Chico, California birthday clown who recently has been losing a lot of business because he slugged a child. Roll the clip.
Hey, you want to see a magic trick?
No, I want to see you kill yourself.
I'm gonna kill you. Whoa! Don't film that!
Now, obviously, there's two sides to every story. So I thought I'd have Slugger on my show to try to explain his side of the story, and maybe we could help him drum up some business if we feel like this kid really deserved that smack. So let's talk to Slugger. Right, we are joined by Slugger the Birthday Clown. Slugger, how you doing today?
Well, I'm doing dandy. Thanks for asking, Tyler.
So, Slugger, we saw in the video, I mean, that was a pretty gruesome hit. And from what I hear, that kid's only 12 years old. Is that true?
I didn't know that either, Tyler. He looked a lot younger.
All right, well, Slugger...
That came out. Can we cut that and let me just...
Yeah, we can cut that.
Okay. Oh, no, Tyler. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I slugged a 12-year-old.
Slugger, do you actually feel genuine remorse from what you did to this kid?
Well, yeah, I feel pretty bad that I hit him pretty hard. I am Slugger for a reason. But I mean, wouldn't you do the same thing if you were in my shoes?
You know, Slugger, that's the thing I'm trying to wrestle with right now. And I gotta ask, did you develop your name after this happened, or were you already named Slugger?
Oh, I can see where you would think that because I slugged the kid. Yeah. No, actually, I've been Slugger for a while now. Yeah. Originally, it was because of my relationship with women. I used to be a baseball coach for women.
Baseball coach for women. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. A woman's baseball coach. So,
And I was a clown coach
does that mean you were dressed as a clown? Or
for women.
women clowns, or you were a clown
No, Tyler, I was the clown
and a coach
for women.
for women? Yeah.
Baseball,
So
America's sport.
slugger. That's a baseball reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for my relationship with women to honor them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, Coach Slugger, right? Is that what they would call you?
Yep.
Yeah. And if the women ever got rowdy on the team, or maybe acted out, or stepped out of line, how would Coach Slugger handle it?
Oh, gee, Tyler, I would never hit a woman, and I would never hit a kid, unless a woman or kid said that they wanted me to kill myself.
And in that case, you would slug them.
I just lost my temper, okay? I've had a really rough week, Tyler.
What led up to this? You guys said you had a rough week. What happened this week that made you want to punch a kid?
Well, gee, Tyler, well, I guess, my mom's off her meds, and she now thinks she's the next coming of Christ. Every single European has gotten mad at me on Twitter for cultural appropriation. I just got my dog diagnosed with brain cancer. Oh, and the real straw that broke my back, Tyler, that my makeup was rushed by some asshole, and so I was at that party looking like a jack-off.
You were looking like a jack-off at the party.
Yeah, I was looking like a jack-off.
Okay, because you were rushed by makeup.
And then you said you wouldn't punch that kid?
I don't know, Slugger. I'm still trying to come to a conclusion. I think
If you were at that party and that kid told you to kill yourself and your makeup was rushed so you were looking like a jack-off, you wouldn't have kicked that kid in the ass? Metaphorically speaking, I wouldn't kick a kid in the ass, but you wouldn't slug him across the face?
I think it was maybe a little rush, and maybe it could have been talked through, or we could have brought the parents in, or I don't know if you were the first line of defense on that. Was you just slugging the kid?
Well, Tyler, I know your show. You like to talk about manhood a lot.
I do.
In my defense, all right, my testosterone was boiling, Tyler. My testosterone was off the fucking charts, Tyler. I saw some cleavage the other day, and it stuck with me. I got so horny in my testosterone, it's off the fucking charts. Not to mention, I was looking like a jack-off to begin with.
All right, Slugger. A lot of people are probably wondering this. Why don't you just go work a zoo and quit bothering everybody?
Oh, well, gee, Tyler, I guess I didn't fucking think about that. Fuck me, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, you ever think about just maybe you shouldn't be around kids? Maybe you're not fit to be around children?
Yeah, maybe not, Tyler. Maybe I should just actually kill myself. Maybe I should really take that kid's advice and fucking kill myself. You think that's a good idea, Tyler?
It's something to think about. I mean, how would you do it, Slugger the Clown?
How would I do it? I guess I've had a lot of time to think about this. I think gun here, kid that told me to kill myself right here. And if I'm lucky, the bullet will get him too, but, if my brain blocks it, at least he'll be living with that for the rest of his life.
So, Slugger, I do think you can recover from this. I think you just got to rebrand yourself a little bit, get out there. Do you have any, ideas of how maybe you're able to do that?
Well, I'm not gonna slug any more kids, Tyler.
That's good.
Yeah, I think in fact I'm no longer gonna be Slugger the Clown. I'm now gonna be Suicide Awareness the Clown.
That's really good. I'm really proud of you for that. And I want to ask you, how do you plan on bringing suicide awareness of suicide, to the community of Chico?
Well, Tyler, I guess part of my gig will be walking around with a gun to my head, and I'll be cruising around downtown. And one of these days, I'll actually go off and fucking do it, and then people will be pretty fucking aware, I think.
All right. That is one way to bring suicide awareness to the streets and to your local community. And, if someone's going to blow their brains out in downtown Chico, it's better him than someone who's not a clown, right?
Yeah, I'm just a worthless piece of shit, and my makeup was rough, so I just look like a jack off.
See, and I think that's actually a way that we're getting better in communities, that these freaks are starting to realize that, they're starting to realize what they're worth and what they're able to do. So, Suicide Awareness the Clown, it's been a really great interview. I hope you don't actually kill yourself. I mean, I think we should drag this bit out as long as we can, and then, one day when the bit's over, I mean, maybe that's what we'll do. All right?
Tyler, fuck you, man. Tyler.
Yes?
Fuck you.
In some of my songs, I've casually mentioned the fact that I like to drink beer. This little song is more to the point, so roll out the barrel and lend me your ears. I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. I like beer. It helps me unwind, and sometimes it makes me feel mellow. Whiskey's too rough, champagne costs too much. Vodka puts my mouth in gear. This little refrain should help me explain. As a matter of fact, I like beer. My wife often frowns when we're out on the town. I'm wearing a suit and a tie. She's sipping vermouth and she thinks I'm uncouth when I yell as the waiter goes by. I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. I like beer. It helps me unwind, and sometimes it makes me feel mellow. Whiskey's too rough, champagne costs too much. Vodka puts my mouth in gear. This little refrain should help me explain. As a matter of fact, I love beer. Christ is King. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.